Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, y'all? This is your boy. And I visited ZooTampa in where else but Tampa Bay, Florida. And it is one of the best zoos in the country, dare I say. I know that's a bold claim, but listen, ZooTampa deserves it. It's a famous zoo. You have the show, you have all this stuff. They have great prices. Like, you pay $50 once and you get in there the whole year. And bro, like, it's a really good zoo. It started off as like the Lowry Park Zoo back in the day, and they rebranded, they rechanged. There's a lot of investment going into the zoo nowadays. They have a whole video about like what's gonna happen in the future. They just opened up like a revamped Australia section, basically a kids section with like a couple Australian habitats. Let's be real. But they reopened their stingrays. There was a tragic incident that happened. They reopened it. Really well known zoo, really nice zoo. Let's go over like the individual areas because this zoo is really nice. They've revamped a lot of their areas, and they've added pretty nice theming as well to a lot of the areas. So you have like Asia in like the front left part of the zoo, and at Asia they are one of the only zoos in the country to still house sun bears, which is incredible. They have Casey there. Me and my girlfriend absolutely love this guy. This guy right here is absolutely one of the highlights of visiting the zoo. Casey is a gem, and I don't ever want Casey to leave. Casey, please stay forever. They also have binturongs, which, yes, I have smelled. They smell like popcorn. It's pretty cool. They have babiruses as well, which a lot of zoos do. They have tigers, Lolan and Noahs, which is really interesting. Not a lot of zoos also have a Noahs. They have a little aviary in there as well. They have Komodo dragons, gharials, which was a cool little experience to see. But we did their Indian rhino feeding experience as well. And bro, let me tell you, it was such a cool experience to feed Indian rhinos. I don't have footage of it, unfortunately, but it was really cool to feed the Indian rhinos. So much slobber everywhere. It was a fun little trip when we did that one time. I know they also have clouded leopards in the back, but we didn't get to see that. They are not normally out. You have to pay for like the experience usually to see them. But yeah, when you go on into the zoo, you also have like a little primate section. This felt like the most zooified of the zoo areas, if I'm being real. Like Asia had more like theming, more like little temple theming and all that going on. It's one of the first places they renovated. Whereas the primate section, it's more utilitarian. It's like, these are our primates, love it or hate it. It's really cool. They have like the colobus one is like front and center. The orangutans are also front and center. Like the biggest, like probably the biggest habitats. But you also have like the siamangs, which I love siamangs, so it was really cool to see them there just chilling. It's like a family of three, mother, father, daughter. And they also have squirrel monkeys, baboons, lemurs, like your run of the mill. Like, most zoos have like New World monkeys, most zoos have lemurs, but they also had Hamadryas baboons, which was really cool to see. And it's a nice little primate section. I do feel like I personally would have probably preferred for them to slip the primates into either like Asia, Africa. I know they're planning on now building a South America section. They should have probably tried to roll in like their South American monkeys into there, but it's a nice little like central zoo area in a way, because you can like kind of see the primate section from the main path, especially like the orangutans and all that. So I mean, it's not bad. It's I just feel like I personally would have preferred it to be like the orangutans in the Southeast Asia section, which it seems like that's what they're doing now, based on their Asia plans, which seem far off. But it seems like they're probably going to take this advice and run with it. And ZooTampa seems to be going in the direction of theming as well. Florida section, the Florida wilds, bro, it made me so happy to be a Florida boy, seeing the mass variety of animals in this section. If you go in from the Asia part, you are like, okay, first of all, there's like a little Tomastoma out in the out in the corner, which is not a Florida animal. That's a Asian animal, but it's out in the corner. But if you enter from that section, you have like the red wolves, which was a treat to see. red wolves are not even like, there's only like 30 or 20 of them out in the wild. So seeing them in captivity was a joy to see. ZooTampa, I know, is one of the main zoos that really focuses on their conservation and really focuses on making sure these wolves are around for future generations. So seeing them was an absolute delight, an absolute joy. You cross over the bridge, you see I think you enter like the little docks. You go see like pelicans there, the manatee section's there. There used to be bald eagles right there. They moved the bald eagles behind the manatee section now. The stingray section, I don't have any footage of the stingrays because when the footage here was from before they reopened the stingrays. But the stingray section, they just reopened it. We fed them. It's so weird, like feeding the stingrays. They you have to suction it. They teach you to like hold it like an ice cream cone, but I don't feel like that is the best advice, because I mean, I was gripping it hard, the fish, and these things will are like vacuum cleaners. They will vacuum the fish out of your hand. So I suggest that you have a looser grip than I do. But yeah, you go into the like manatee building. The pre-manatee building, there's a lot of exhibits there, a lot of different reptiles, a lot of invasive reptiles to Florida, a lot of Floridian animals in there, which was really interesting. If you read the story of Florida, unfortunately we do deal with a lot of invasive species, so the zoo does have to talk about that. In the actual manatee tank, though, you have, of course, manatees. Don't go figure, right? But you have they're usually always feeding them, so there's always lettuce there, and they have ducks just like chilling there. Pelicans also, but the pelicans mainly stay on the dock, and a whole bunch of turtles. And the turtles are really entertaining because they usually chase each other, are fighting each other, or trying to hook up with each other or whatever. It's really entertaining watching the turtles just move around. You exit, there's little otters right there. They're always playing around. I think it's two brothers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's two brothers. You keep going, the little bald eagle habitat. Then there's the Florida panthers, cougars for the species name, but Florida panthers are there, and it's always great seeing Florida panthers in the Florida section. And this little section is what really makes me happy to be a Florida boy, because this is like diversity overload. You have alligator pond, which it's hard to see the alligators in there because it's so naturalistic. I know they also have an alligator snapping turtle. You're never gonna see the alligator snapping turtle. I have seen the alligator there a couple times, but really naturalistic little pond that they have there. Then you also have like owls, little bird aviaries with ibises, spoonbills. You have flamingos, you have cranes, you have Florida black bears, which are really cool to see. These guys are fun to watch always. But you also have, which was really interesting for us, a skunk habitat. And the skunk habitat, it was really cool seeing these guys feed and be energetic. And I have footage of that. These guys, bro, the skunks, it was cute to see them. Really cute creatures, really cute seeing them at a zoo. And after that, you have the Africa section, which first you're greeted by some African penguins in the front, which is always a cute little experience. But you keep going, and there's a safari out to the right hand side, and we finally got to do that for the first time. That safari is pretty cool. You get to see I think it's the Brazos monkey and some bongos and everything that they have backstage that you don't normally get to see just walking around a trail. And bro, the little setup they have back there, I don't know, basically it takes you around the back of all the habitats that you can normally see walking around, and it's cool getting up close to them. I would say that the first part made it worth it, but the latter half is okay, I'm just seeing the same animals I would normally see. When you go line up for this, fair warning, when you line up for this, it will say 40 something minutes. It said 40 something minutes for us, and that's because I think they only run 1 or 2 trucks because you're waiting there 15 minutes, and I think my girlfriend said they have a sign that says every 15 minutes a new car will come, but you're sitting there waiting for just no trucks, so don't expect theme park operations here. But they definitely try their hardest. They have a theme park level or small theme park level theming. They have a whole storyline with a researcher that gets lost out there and everything, and you really got to credit them for trying hard and putting theming into all these sections of the zoo. And I'm happy that ZooTampa's going that route. But going to Africa proper, you go to the left, and don't miss it. There's like a little porcupine habitat next to the restrooms. Funnily enough, that guy's pretty cute. But you keep going. There's like some turtles, some tortoises. You have the giraffes. You have the Neala exhibit. I think that there's zebras. There's zebras, giraffes, elephants in the distance. Like, it's like a big wide open place. There's giraffes, there's elephants over there. They're separated habitats. You can definitely get close to the giraffes. Of course, like most zoos, they have a giraffe feeding experience. You have a little tiny aviary there that I think it was empty last time I went, but you keep going down that path and there's the rhinos, and you can get super close to the white rhinos here. It's really cool seeing these huge, just hulking creatures just in front of you. The elephants are really cool. We went one time and they had like during Christmas time, we went and they had like an elephant, like they gave them a whole bunch of Christmas trees and they knocked them down, they destroyed them and all that. It was super fun to watch. This zoo is one of 2 zoos in the United States with spoonbills, the other one being in Dallas, a little Dallas aquarium. And bro, don't take for granted. I don't want to take for granted this zoo having shoebills. Seeing the shoebills is cool. They're terrifying creatures. They're terrifying birds. Have you ever heard like their little clatters? If you don't, look it up after this. Shoebill like beak clatter. It's terrifying. That's how they communicate to each other. Yeah, like pygmy hippo. Last time we went, the pygmy hippo had a baby, and it was super cute to see a little potato in the water. Also Red River hogs, African wild dogs, and my girlfriend's favorite, the okapi. He was there last time we went, finally. Before that, he was having a little surgery and everything, but we finally got to see him last time. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. There's a little aviary afterwards, like most of the exhibits. Also, in the front of the zoo, I neglected to mention that there's like a whole big bird aviary. My girlfriend is terrified of bird aviaries, like going into birds, because of a tragic experience she had at Animal Kingdom. So I excuse me if I forget aviaries a lot, but there are a ton of aviaries all throughout the zoo. And yeah, so overall, what do I think of ZooTampa? I love ZooTampa. I think out of all the zoos in Florida, like dedicated zoos, because of course you have Busch Gardens and Animal Kingdom, I think of all the dedicated zoos in Florida, it's probably the best one. It's definitely the most famous one, due to, of course, Secrets of the Zoo and all that. I think if I was going to sit here and give it a out of 10 rating, I would say I'd give it I guess I'd give it like a 9. A 9. Well, if there's one thing I could say is that I wish that their primates were integrated into like the other areas more, and it seems that that's what they're doing. I'm so happy they're getting like a South America section in the future, and it seems they're going to integrate their primates into the rest of the zoo, so that is going to be cool. I definitely think that their Australian area, I know I didn't mention it much because the footage I have here doesn't have it, but we did go after they reopened their Australian area. The Australian area could definitely use some work. If there's any way the zoo can get more species for the Australian area, I think they definitely should. I think that right now it's basically like a glorified little playground family area with a little petting zoo, and then koalas and wallabies. You know what I mean? And they do have a little lorikeet thing in there, but I don't know. Actually, no, it's not lorikeets. The lorikeets in the Asia section, but I don't know. I think that the Australia section could definitely be stronger. They were hyping it up, and it's basically just a little petting zoo, playground, and then koalas and wallabies. I think that they could definitely use more there. By the way, check out their Wendy's Frosty truck. They have some like artisan Frosties. Me and my girlfriend usually pick up one when we go normally. But yeah, ZooTampa, it's a great zoo. One of the most famous zoos in Florida. I think that, not including like Busch Gardens and Animal Kingdom, I would say it's probably the best zoo in Florida. If I had, I'd definitely say that. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be making these videos a lot more consistent here on in. But yeah, this is my ZooTampa video. It's a great zoo. Make sure you check it out. Hey Sarah, say hi.
Hi.